Hey family, welcome to day one of fasting and prayer. We are believing God for great things over the next 7 days, and we're leaning in our ear to the heart of God and placing our finger on His pulse so that we can align ourselves with the rhythm and cadence of His plan for us in 2024. Today, our prayer focus is finding stability in the presence of God. We want to explore a passage from the book of Exodus that holds a profound promise and an invitation to a deeper relationship with God. In Exodus 33, verse 14 and 15, Moses, a man who's intimately acquainted with the presence of God, has a remarkable conversation. God says to Moses, "My presence will go with you, and I will give you rest." In a world filled with busyness, challenges, and uncertainties, the promise of God's presence and the assurance of rest becomes like a soothing balm for our weary souls. How often do we find ourselves longing for true rest, for a sense of peace that transcends circumstances? Moses recognizes that the true source of rest is not found in external circumstances, but in the abiding presence of God. This is a lesson that you and I can embrace. God's presence is our refuge, our shelter, and our strength. Not only is Moses convinced that his resting place is the presence of God, but he is resolved not to continue his journey without the guidance and stable leading of God's presence. Moses says to God, "If your presence does not go with us, do not send us up from here." There's a beautiful exchange happening here. God offers his presence, and Moses responds by expressing that there is no substitute. It's an acknowledgement that apart from God's presence, life's journey is incomplete, lacking rest, and the assurance that only God can provide. So how do we practically apply this to our lives? It begins with a sincere pursuit of God's presence, more than the gifts that He brings, more than the blessings that He bestows. Like Moses, let's recognize that our true rest is found in walking closely with God. In the midst of life's challenges, let's seek His face and trust that His presence will go with us. Today, as you pray, may you find rest and the assurance that you need in the presence of God. See you tomorrow. God bless you.